grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little people the king, little people the king, little people the king. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Yeah. I'm the champion, I'm the champion, I'm the champion, don't know why you can't wanna wait to be when it's sweet just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that, losing makes me sneeze. Like you phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ATL is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons, and I'm the truth. Wow, cause I'm the motherfucking champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. I'm the champion. Still rep the A&T, but I carry my throne. Here I blast as a child that can hold it home. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out here better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you die. So when you can't scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the how. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the little cats know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people licking trade lunch. And my throne and I'm the key. You can put that on my heart and I'm the God. Cause I'm the motherfucking champion.
Legacy Unlocked. When you're locked out of your vehicle, can't get in your car, call Legacy. Serving West Palm Beach and surrounding cities. That's area code 229-630-7615. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you been denied disability, Social Security, or custodianship of your children? Call Antonio Williams. He has the knowledge and experience to fight the government on your behalf. Let him represent you. That's Antonio Williams, your non-legal attorney consultant.
Just-in-time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at www.justintimeaccessories. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at
Make sure you go over to Goli.com and get your Goli gummies today. They have 3 selections, 3 choices to choose from. They have the apple cider vinegar, the ashwagandha, and new, they now have the superfruit. In addition to going over to GoliGummies.com, make sure you use the ATL as your discount code and receive a huge discount. It supports the channel and the podcast. In addition to all of that, the gummies, they're a source of antioxidant. They have vitamins B9, B12, promotes general good health, helps improve your daily health, contains pectin, a source of dietary fiber, uses pectin as a natural prebiotic to support the healthy gut and immune system, includes the mother, a healthy strain of bacteria, antioxidants, and enzymes. Mask the unpleasant taste of the apple cider vinegar. It's simple, it's delicious, it's Goli.
Good evening. Welcome back to another episode of the ATL Show, sponsored to you by the Anthony Brown Show. I'm yours truly, Mr. Anthony Brown. Coming to you loud, live, and in color. If you're new to the channel, definitely go ahead and click that subscribe button. Subscribe. It costs you nothing to subscribe. It's free. And statistics shows that about 80% of our viewers are not yet subscribed. So what are you waiting for? So go ahead, click that subscribe button. We'll wait. And while you're at it, go ahead and click that like button. And once you click that like button, it lets YouTube and us know that you appreciate what we're doing over here. And then YouTube then share our videos with other people with similar interests. And of course, you can always comment below. And when you comment below, we'll read your comments on the air and respond accordingly. Also, below you'll see a link. You can click on the link and you can join us live and join the live discussion if you so please. And they say sharing is caring. So go ahead and click that share button so that friends and family can come over here and see what all the craziness is about over here on the ATL show. And as I say to you guys weekly, I can't do this by myself, so I call on the assistance of my family, my tribe, my crew. Hooty-hoo! I'm joined tonight by none other than my brother, Mr. Legacy the Great.
It's ATL ho in the building. I know y'all been waiting on this. Open up your Tuesday ears, goddamn. We got some shit for you.
$2 Tuesdays. And of course, I'm joined by none other than the most voluptuous, roundest, moistest cakes in the world. None other than yours truly, Miss Juicy Cakes.
Blessings, everybody.
Yes,
Hey,
yes.
you okay?
Hey.
And of course, I have a young man that's no stranger to this show. None other than Mr. Jose Alvarez himself.
Did I put the hole in his name? Hey, Jose.
I have a very tonight, guys.
What's going on, our brother?
Connection.
Jose, you may want to go out and come back in.
Yeah, that might work for you, bro. It do for me sometimes.
I'm using an old iPad.
Wow. There you go.
I'm using an old iPad. It's
That's probably because you old.
Yeah, not as old as you.
Jose, what it is?
What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, Jose?
Not much. A little busy here and there. You know how it is. How about you?
Business has been busy. My last client just left about maybe 20 minutes ago.
Can't hear you at all. Let me see. I'm gonna get out and come back in. Okay. This is pretty bad.
How's it going, Juicy?
It's going.
How's the family? How's the kids?
Everybody's still alive.
Damn.
Well, the way you said it, I don't know. Is that a good thing?
And they still want to eat. Of course, it's a good thing.
No, the way you brought it didn't sound like it. That motherfucker still. Everybody still hear shit.
Okay.
We in the number. Where's
Definitely told it.
Where's y'all's mindset?
Go ahead, Tony.
I'm just going by the way you presented it.
Yes, it was sad.
It's
It
nothing.
was almost it
Well,
was almost like you were waiting on somebody to be to be in that number when the Saints go marching.
Okay, okay.
no,
Zion.
I'm glad. I'm not feeling my best, so I guess that's why. But they're doing fine.
Okay, okay. Now that's the Jew cake right there. Now.
Yeah. And so it's like we're all there. I haven't done. Whew, I'm in pain.
Mm-mm.
Are they give you anything for your pain?
You know damn well she don't take no medicine.
They offer.
She done went out there and picked some of them roots and berries out there in the back of that yard and boiled the shit out of it.
Oh man, thing of like it's not the season for St. John's wort, and I don't have any fresh to go get because it's like it's the end of the season, and that really helped me earlier. So I'm like, the tincture ain't working. The other stuff, buying these people stuff in the store, they put alcohol and other stuff in it. So it's just gonna take a little time, but it's just today was one of them days.
I understand.
Just one of them days.
Yeah. Jose,
Jose, he trying to come in.
Come
you know
on, Jose. You can do it, Jose.
the
Jose, do you hear me now? Guess not. Jose. Jose doing the mannequin challenge, and he's winning.
Just ain't working right now. Let's roll.
Okay.
okay, I'm hearing you now. That was wild.
Read that, Juicy.
23, 23-year-old Mexican rapper named Deshore surgically implants gold chains into his head to serve as his hair. He claims he's the first rapper in human history to rock an assortment of gold chains as hair hanging from hooks he surgically implanted into his scalp. You're not just the first rapper. You're the first.
Everything.
When our ancestors were doing that, they were weaving it together with threads and wearing it. They were stitching it to their hair and wearing it, not their scalp.
He
Well,
took it.
you remember how
Oh,
a lot of people don't really remember when Drew Hill was getting ready to drop, and they were pretty much like a regular group. They could sing like regular groups could, but Cisco took it upon himself to change his hair color the night of the show. And the actual producers and stuff didn't want him to do that, but he did it anyway. So the show must go on. So when he did it and they did their thing on the show, it was so great that everybody who heard them singing with his hair being that blonde and he could actually sing is what drew everybody to Drew Hill. And sometimes when you're the first to, do something like that, he set himself out there with like Prince. Prince was and Rick James were like, the actual stepping stones as far as, you know, men wearing heels and things like that on stage and everything. And then, you know, here comes Cisco dyeing his hair blonde, and it actually went good with the group because it set him out from everybody else as the leader. And you know, this right here is very crazy because this person, maybe he might be famous in Mexico, but you know, we don't really know too much rap that goes on in Mexico and stuff like that. But if it's as far as to become an American rapper, you know, that's just for somebody who really hasn't blown up yet and trying to, you know, pretty much make the culture recognize him for him doing something different and not hoping that'll bring a little bit more fame to him.
I think it's crazy, and I think I'm sure it's painful.
Not if it, I mean, it may be, but if he think it's gonna bring about stardom, people willing to go through anything to get that, you know, that 15 minutes.
That fame, yeah.
Yep.
And like you said earlier, it was backstage, you know, all it takes is for somebody to get close enough to him, and if that's a real goal, which I'm sure it is, that somebody gonna snatch that right out of his scalp.
Listen, he ain't coming out the house. That's why he ain't show his face in the video. Look at, he ain't showing his face. Only the people in his house know what's going on with that.
Right.
He ain't showing, and when he come outside, he gonna have one of them things over his head, so don't nobody know what's really going on.
He'll be looking like Blanket, Michael Jackson's son.
Yeah, he'll be mugged and plucked by 12 noon tomorrow.
Oh shit.
He can't walk down. He can't walk down Palm Beach like that. He can't walk down the strip in New York and California. He can't go to Compton like that. Somebody gonna chop his head off.
Exactly.
And then walk right up into a pawn shop. Let me get all that this worth.
That's it. Jose, do you hear me now?
Jose.
I muted you because you had an echo, but you're muted.
Unmute yourself, Jose.
You're muted.
Can you unmute him, Tony?
Got it. I'm sorry about that. It's because I got it. Let me show you about that. See, this is my old iPad. Got it. Let me show you.
You still got it on?
See, this is my old iPad. Let me show you.
You got to log out of that.
This is my old iPad.
You got to log out of that.
This is my old iPad. I know. Stupid.
You got to log out of that.
I know.
Miss Juicy and the Cake having difficulties too, I guess, tonight.
Yeah, it kept messing up, and like y'all, I couldn't hear y'all at all. Yeah.
Okay. So, but anyway, but much success, and I pray that everything works out for Mr. Mexican Rapper.
What's your name and what's your address?
You come to get your share.
I just want the first front braid.
Oh Lord. I want the stripper with the diamonds in it.
Right.
Them fake. Them fake.
They're not fake. They're called crystals. Right.
Them fake. Bullshit.
They're
bullshit.
Not called crystals. Right.
Them fake. Bullshit.
Well, moving along.
I think it's finally working.
Yes. Perfect.
Shit.
No echo. But check this out. Read that, Juicy.
Woo! This guy's good.
NFL player Xavier Howard allegedly has 4 women pregnant at the same time.
This guy's good.
So that made me
Really
think
good.
that he
Talented
was the
fella.
reason they created that law. Hey, Michelle, about if you haven't been with your partner and you get pregnant, then you can't file child support. Like once that got passed, or maybe this is the reason, because people just being reckless, or as Jose says, good.
I mean, for this right here,
I don't really mean good. I mean bad.
Yeah, but this is the thing for me.
Okay.
We have. I can't even say we. I'm gonna just say. I mean, the NFL has to do better with teaching these people. You know how. I don't know. It's like America has become soft when it comes to real live shit. They don't want to talk against predator women. They will talk against predator men, but we won't talk against women being predators as well. Here it is. You play for the Miami Dolphins, and you have allegedly impregnated 4 women closely within the same proximity of time, and we don't know if it's true or not because nobody has proven them to be his kids. But it's hard to understand how these men have become they're getting money at a large amount, thinking in their heads that this is forever, when truth be told, you can get injured on the field
tomorrow.
And and now this money train that you're thinking, because the average career in the NFL for an athlete is about anywhere between 5 to 7 years. Your rookie contract is nowhere near like the big contract that you see the quarterback gets. And the 3 highest paid players, 4 highest paid players on the team are the quarterback, your center, your left tackle, and probably your wide receiver. But your quarterback quarterbacks are making like Pat Mahomes for the next 10, he's making almost $250 million for playing football and guaranteed money. And if you are just a dude that's just coming into the NFL and you've been in your first contract as a rookie may be $14 million, $15 million. And by the time you pay the taxes on that, by the time you pay your sports agent, and by the time you fulfill your contract, you still got to get mama them something. So by the time you're looking at maybe by the time you get to your 4th year in your contract, and if you haven't really balled out to where all the teams in the NFL are looking at you and want you from the team where you're playing at, you're not signing no another extensive contract worth 80, 90, $100 million. You're not the quarterback. So now you're talking about 4 kids. Neither one of these women are your wife. And now you're talking about, let's say the NFL look at it to where you're making $25 million. And that's what you're valued at right then. And they say, okay, you know what? We're going to have to base it off of this right here because you are a football star. You make this much money. And we're going to set child support at $15,000 a month per parent. That's $60,000 a month. Damn. That's $60,000 a month that's coming out of your money. And true. You talking about in 2 months you've already paid $120,000 in child support. 2 months.
But see, that's the figures. I can argue the same with you. That's a lot of daggone money. But for this to be like a highlight, like he did something, it's warranted. Like you out here just
That's what I mean by that's the part where I was talking about last week. Men are can be irresponsible, and that would be a lot on a woman. These women might, just want that one night stand, and they doing that. He could just want to be the raw dog, just what he do, and everybody then got caught.
And the sad part about it, like Legacy and I was talking about yesterday, is a couple of days ago. The sad part is that half of those women probably would have never slept with him anyway had he not been an NFL player.
Period. And that's what most people don't. I mean, it's like they oblivious to. Boy, you wasn't even getting no girlfriends in high school. You wasn't your date level of women were nowhere near up here. You dated in your class range, which was about C-level women, because you was a C-level person.
You stayed in your lane.
So now that you balled out in college, somebody in the pros say, "Hey, I want you," that puts you in there with the elitists. Now you get to date in the range of Kim Kardashian sisters and stuff like that because you're on TV, people talk about you, and we know you making money. But soon as that dwindles down, you got to go back to C because your money level ain't the same. So if you didn't see, I like that. If you didn't see, put him in the back room. He's trying to be too grown, Tony. Put him in the back room. I like that, Jose. But you have to understand.
I'm working on it.
It looked good. But you have to look at life and be like, you know what? None of these women would be looking for me if I wasn't making the bag that I'm making. You know, that's why I always, and you don't heard me say this, Tony, regardless of what, if I was to become a multi-millionaire sensation overnight, I could not be with those type of women. I would have to still remember those that loved me for when I was broke. Cause see, them the ones that ain't finna take your money from you. Cause I mean, 9 times out of 10, that woman who was with you when you was trying to get where you at, or those women that liked you before you became that millionaire, a lot of them probably will fall away from it because they thinking that you gonna change on them anyway. Right. Because now they know that you got a different level of woman that you can date now, so they probably push back if you're not pursuing them anymore.
So there's no way in or out of that, right?
Why you say that, Jose?
Because on one side there, you are gonna become a different person, so you're probably not gonna want to stay with them, or you're not gonna become the same person, but you're gonna meet somebody that's going to be after your money. So there's like no way out.
It is a way out though, Jose, because you just got to stay true to who you are.
Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you don't have to do that, but I'm just what you're describing is two wrongs anyways, right?
Well,
you become somebody else.
My second one that's not right for you because they're interested in your money. My second one that I was saying, Ho, was that most time those women who were with you when you was at the bottom, they're still there wanting to be with you, but just like you say, they may be able to see a difference in you since you've got this money. They can tell that.
Yeah, look, I'll give you a perfect example. A good example of somebody that seems to, even though he's criticized for a lot of stuff that goes on, I think because he doesn't have the personality. Lionel Messi, the soccer player.
Yeah,
he's been with that girl since they were little kids.
Yeah, 14.
They've been together and they're still together, and he is like, I mean, that's his woman, and he's very much. They are very much involved in it.
Well, hold on, Jay. Let me catch them up to speed on who Leonardo Messi is. You know who that is, Juicy?
Well, he's considered the best soccer player in the world. He played for Argentina. He won the World Cup.
One or two.
Yeah.
One or two. Him and Not Ronaldo. You have Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, yeah.
Those two are considered to be the best two soccer players ever, next to Pele.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them, like Ronaldo, he is not married also, and he's probably, him and Messi are probably two of the richest people in the world, in the United States anyway.
In the world.
And in the world, they got that from soccer. But Ronaldo is still with his mother. He lives with his mother, and say he would never leave his mother because he remembered, though it was nights that his mother would bring him home food for him to eat, and she wouldn't eat, just so, and she would work 2 and 3 jobs to be able to buy him cleats to play soccer. And he say people ask him all the time, why don't you get your own home? You got more than enough money, and why aren't you married? And he said that time will come, but as of right now, the only woman that I can see who has ever done anything for me and stayed by my side unconditionally was my mom. And like Jose was saying about Messi and his woman has been together since they were like 13, 14, and she's beautiful.
So he was nobody when he met her, literally.
Yeah. And they've been together, and they was talking about how when he does take pictures with fans, he always have his hands completely in the front of him, because he don't leave people with the imagination of, if his hands behind his back, the girl can easily say he's trying to, touch on her. So he said he would never put his wife in a position like that to feel that type of hurt, even though it would be a lie.
There's also been instances where they've asked her to get out of the picture. I don't know if you know about this. They've asked her to get out of the picture, and he goes, no. Oh, get over here. Stand right next to me, right here. She's very much part of this.
Yeah.
He puts her in her. He gives her the place that that he gives her, and she also, Ronaldo's girl is more showy, where Messi's wife puts on the shirt with the uniform, and the kids dress in the uniform, and they all go to the games together, and it's really commendable for such a guy that is so famous, and he has so much money, and now he's playing here in Miami. I don't know if that's the guy that's playing in Miami, And
so Messi is married.
Messi's married.
Oh, okay, I thought
for years. I thought you
were saying they were both single, but I got you. He's married. Ronaldo's single. Okay.
Right.
Then you have, for example, the other example I wanted to talk about is the guy, the Wolverine actor. What's his name?
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman is getting divorced after I don't know how many years. As well. Well, not as well. He's getting divorced, and he's super famous now, but his wife is older than him, and they're getting divorced.
But my thing is, Jose, and Legacy, and we've talked about it on previous shows, is, as far as NFL and NBA players, but I think it even goes further than that. I think with any sport, soccer, whatever.
Any profession, any great profession.
I think that when these young dudes and women are selected or drafted or whatever into their career, their new professional career, there should be some type of a course that they take as far as
that's what I was leading to.
Financing and training,
something to teach them not to go bankrupt and spend all their money. Absolutely, totally agree with that. Totally.
But they have in the NFL they have what is supposed to be a I look at it as a what do we? It's like a union, players union. That's what it's called, players union. And the players union supposed to actually take the hands of the new guys and give them the rundown. But you have to look at this, because even when I was in school and I was in University of Middle Tennessee State, I remember And I'm not nowhere near, I just don't. Caucasian women, they're beautiful too, but they just don't do nothing for me.
Hey,
But I remember one of my coaches saying,
they used to do things for me, not anymore. I'm married now, so.
You better keep before you be put in the doghouse. We see Snoop
He's
in
right
the
here.
doghouse come in the background.
Allegedly, yes.
Jose talking about right here. But listen, where they're taught, that's his wife looking at him like that. I didn't know that. But listen, where you get athletes that are being told that it's time to step up your game and date out of your race, especially if and you have to understand there are people who are actually planted in your life when you are an athlete that know that her whole intentions, and they call this with these women, it's called generational wealth, to where the person who is receiving the money, especially black athletes, they don't really want you to have this type of money to change your life, your future, your family lineage, to where y'all don't struggle no more. So in the process, this is why those programs are not very active in these sports like that, because they want you to run amok with this money. They want you to be broke when it's all done. They want you to go out and buy all the Bentleys and all these things. So by the time your career is over, you might go chop back in and clock back in to Burger King.
Yeah.
And for real,
well, you know what? I know a few players. I know a few players that are broke, and some of them are you can find them on an intersection down here, with the little sign, begging for money.
Yeah.
Very sad. There's a basketball player from the NBA whose name is Dante West.
Galante
West is broke.
He played with LeBron James, and he messed with LeBron James' mama.
He played with
he slept with LeBron mama.
Oh yeah,
that might be why he broke. LeBron exed him.
No, what happened is I got a picture. Tony, you remember in season 2 when I told you that I was gonna get Galante West to be interviewed on the show, and that was him. I got a picture with him right in Tiger Store a year ago, while he was in the rehab in Palm Beach.
I'm a Celtics fan, so I know about him because he played for the Celtics.
Yeah, he was good with the Celtics.
Yeah.
But that's why I say there has to be better programs that. What is allegedly Miss Johnson?
I guess allegedly slept with his mama.
No. This came out for real. He told LeBron.
It's well known. Everybody knows about this.
Allegedly, he was ex.
Oh, well, I got the picture, ma'am. I can show you the picture.
Yeah,
but in the Tiger Store, and it's just that we got to do better. We have to have we have to employ. I remember Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley is one of the greatest basketball players ever played. Charles said he was almost like that in the league in basketball. But he said he had people like Dr. J. He had people like Moses Malone and other Iceman, all these different great basketball players that tutored him. And those are people that he looked up to. So when they said something to him, it meant a lot because he's playing with his idols. And these people, we don't have, the mentors that are supposed to be like ex-football players that are still attached to the NFL, these liaison programs that's supposed to be able to guide these young men into their greatness. But it's just like I tell people all the time, you have to understand what football, basketball, and baseball are. The Romans used to do it all the time. They used to take people and fill up the Colosseums. and then they would bring in, especially like when the kings, Pharisees, and Sadducees wanted to get the people mind off of things, they would open up the Colosseum and allow people to come in and watch men fight and kill each other
Yeah.
for a prize, or they would see men fight against great big tigers and lions
Freedom.
for freedom in the Colosseum. And that's all that is now. It's just smoke and mirrors. Because like Cake said the other day, what business other than in sports you see people getting paid $250 million?
No.
What made you value this person to be worth $250 million just to throw a football down the field?
Right.
But not to just get off topic, but we definitely we have to open up our minds as the person who is in the position to receive this type of money, to know where your lane was and who was there for you, and compared to who's attaching themselves to you now, and why are they attaching themselves to you?
I worked in the banking industry for 25 years before I started doing this, Anthony. And I can't tell you how bad of a problem is money management and financial literacy is in the minorities, where the blacks and the Hispanics. It is outrageous.
Yeah,
People don't know what credit score is. They don't know what, how to handle their money. It's really, it's so bad. I have a friend who runs a baseball academy in Dominican Republic, and I told him, look, anytime you want me to teach a financial literacy class to your guys down in the Dominican Republic, just fly me down there and I'll teach them about finances, because some of them are going to come up, from the, when they get picked to play in the major leagues, and they're going to be signed for a lot of money. And a lot of them don't even know how to read.
Right.
So but Jose, why would someone allow you or anyone else to do that right there, what you're saying, which is the best thing to be done, when everybody is attached to that person? That means that they themselves can benefit from that person not having that type of education, not having the knowledge
I was just offering because I know that it's a problem. I've seen it. I have friends that unfortunately I visited that can't, you have no idea, man. It is so rampant. And then you see the other side of that is you see the little kids coming into the bank with their parents, white kids, Jewish kids come in, and they're learning how to make that $1 deposit into their one little account from like a very, very young age. That's not happening with my people.
You're right.
It's not happening with my people.
You said it right, Jose. With our.
Yeah.
I too have worked in the banking industry back in the day, and yeah, I too used to see like you would take the Jewish and the white kids on their birthdays or their holidays, bringing in their holiday money and their birthday money.
They cannot even reach the counter. The kids cannot reach the counter, and the parents will pick them up with $1 in their hand. They're handing it over to you to make the deposit. That's from that young age. They teach them about money. And you know what? Everybody can say, oh, well, that's because we're all about money. No, it's not just that. It's teaching you, it's learning so you can know in the future how to manage money. So it's not a mystery. So you don't make the mistakes that I made, for example, with credit and stuff like that. Now I go around and I talk to people all the time. I tell people, Magic Johnson is an excellent example of what business and education can do for you. Magic didn't learn everything that he learned about business playing basketball.
No, he didn't.
To school.
Shaquille O'Neal is another great example.
Another one.
Yeah.
And the funnier part is one of my favorite series of books is The Dummies and it's like dummies, how to do anything you could think of.
Yeah.
And the one he read that opened up the door to how to create his generational wealth was a dummies for financial literacy.
Amazing.
And he then established his corporation. He said he hired his parents, and it was on from there. So these gentlemen who are coming up as professionals, they could create their corporation and pay those who love them, who are going to cheer them. I pay you $750,000 to cheer me on, because mama, you gonna do what you need to do with that money, you know.
It's
And that's
amazing.
not right.
It's
Your
amazing.
children can get $12,000 tax free.
Everything that
It's not
you know,
just their
you need
children,
to
our
learn about
children
that
too.
stuff. You need to learn about that stuff. So when you go to college and they send you the 10 or 15 letters from credit card companies that want you to, you know, apply for credit, and you don't start applying for credit using the cards and not paying them and all that shit that goes with it. Believe me, I've seen it, and it's rampant, and it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed.
Well, speaking of with teaching literacy, here's something that Juicy sent in. Check this out.
I became a millionaire at 23, and if I could give you 3 pieces of advice, it would be, number 1, don't buy dumb shit. Wait on the fancy car, wait on the fancy watch, and definitely don't buy luxury clothing items till you have at least $100,000 in savings or investment. Number 2, spend your 20s building your skill set and your personal brand, because that will be paramount to success later and make your life a lot easier. And number 3, if you're going to buy your first piece of real estate, don't make it a personal home. Buy a duplex or a quadplex and let the tenants pay your mortgage. Then you get the capital appreciation and you win in the long run. Okay, the plan is laid out. Now let's go.
I don't
agree with all that, but hey, you know what?
I'll send it to you.
It's
But you know,
okay.
if we started out doing that, like he said, in our 20s, then that is definitely the plan. Because if you incorporate yourself, just as Jack said, at 20 or before, and then start capitalizing, branding yourself, so anything that comes to you is pays you, and then everything that you do is for your corporation. So when you get to negotiate, like even down to the terms of these jobs, you get to negotiation now, not on I work for you, but we contract together because you're a corporation. So when they want to be with you and work with you, that's not even that's a different type of relationship. Once you've incorporated yourself, you put yourself in a different grade all the way around.
True. That's true.
But it's good to start young because it builds up the longevity. But it's nowhere, you're not too late.
Where did he go? There you go. You're back. I couldn't see you, so I started writing on the page on Facebook.
Yeah, when the video was playing, I put my avatar up, but now I forgot to take it down when the video was playing. Sorry about that, folks.
I don't necessarily agree with all 3 points that guy makes, because I didn't want to be the third one is really not for me. I didn't want to be a landlord. So yeah, I own my own home. I didn't buy it until I was like 13 years ago. So I wasn't 25 when I bought my first house, you know, and I don't think that, I think that when you own your first home, whether you own it at 20 or you own it at 50, the time is perfect for you. So I don't know that there's a perfect time where, oh, you should have a home by your 25, or you should be, you know, you should have 3 or 4 houses when you're 50. I don't believe in any of that stuff. It's whatever works for you.
That's not what he was saying. He was saying how
No,
to
he was
be a
saying don't buy
millionaire.
your first house for yourself. Buy a duplex and have the rent the other house and have that pay for your mortgage
What he was
for the
saying was
entire house.
how to be a millionaire by a certain age. So that's another thing that you're seeing. So he's looking at all the avenues of income, multiple streams of income. So
Right.
he's creating revenue. So it's not even wanting to be a landlord, it's wanting to collect that capital in the long run. So he's doing what it takes to be a millionaire by a certain time. So he was laying that floor plan. He wasn't talking about in the what you want to do. If you want to be a millionaire, this is what you do. Now, if you don't want to be a millionaire and you want to do it in the path of life, like most people do who are millionaires, that's the way.
Do you all own your own home?
Nope, I am not a millionaire.
That doesn't mean that you're a millionaire.
No,
If you own your own home,
it
see,
was
that's,
me. That wasn't saying you missed the point.
no, that's why I asked the question. Who he in this group owns their own home?
Gotcha. The point he was trying to make, it purchase a multi-family home instead of a single family home.
And I mean, right, and I mean, Jose, they've done all different types of reviews on a person investing capital and into buying a single family home versus a person who buys, like what you said, a duplex or a fourplex. And here it is. What would be wrong with you living in one of your buildings, one of your homes or apartments for 2-3 years while you drawing in Palm Beach now? The average 3-bedroom is roughly, depending on the location, is anywhere between $2,200 to $2,500 a month for a 3-bedroom in Palm Beach County. And if you got 3 of those and you're living in one and you got 3, that income is about, let's say, $7,500 a month. And you're multiplying that time, let's go simple, 10 months, you're at 75,000. And then you talk about another, I mean, you're easily to be in the 6 figures just from having those 3 rental properties at your exposure. And then that capital plus with the capital the capital of that coming in monthly, plus with, the fact of what the total amount the building is worth, the complex is worth, that opens up more doors for an individual who just has a home, because now with that capital coming in, you can now move away from that building from that apartment complex and rent that out. Now 4 people are renting, and now that money is taking care of your taxes, and it has now accumulated for you to drop $150,000, $170,000 on the home that you really want, and that money is still coming in. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
And you don't even have to rent it if you don't want to. Like at that point, after being a landlord forever, once you've reached your goal of earnings gain, that's a place where your kids they want to move out, but they don't want to go all the way out there. Here, go test the waters. They could pay you a certain amount, way cheaper than the market. It's relatives. You're there helping family.
Well, I'm cool with the family thing to a degree, but I'm in business. I think one of the worst things you could ever do is do business with family.
No, I didn't say business. I said when you finish making your gain.
No, I'm saying first. Even with that, I'm talking about, I got you on that cable. What I'm saying is you're allowing your children to move into your apartment complex, right? If you're not the type of person, like Jose said, he don't want to do it. But
I don't want to be a landlord because
right.
But
I don't want to be next door to the guys that break. If the place breaks down, they're always going to be knocking on my door. I don't need that shit.
No, so how about with your child, you give it to your son or your daughter, and the provisions aren't being a landlord, but giving them the opportunity to learn life.
Right.
So you could collect whatever you collect, and that be a savings of their investment. So when they finish and they're ready to go out, they got their money. The more equity your property builds, the more room you have to build additional wealth.
Yep.
And that's what he was meaning by do this in order to be a millionaire. He's way more, he's more than a millionaire.
Yeah. But at the same time, Zay, he's just basically giving out information. And I know you know that he's just giving out information for those who don't really like reading books and going through management companies could handle that, correct? But it's just that, like Juicy said, just imagine with that amount of information, if this was taught in schools from kids that are, you know, going from high school to college, and because economics is not even being taught in schools no more. So if you right there, that makes you illiterate. So to money, it makes you illiterate to finance. It makes it they don't teach FICO scores in regular public schools. They don't teach credit scores, none of that type of stuff in schools. So right then, most people, I'm talking about most people, black, white, blue, green, and yellow, are already behind the 8 ball. Yep. So you have to have, you know, somebody like Kate, you pulled out I forgot her name, but Magic Johnson, you have somebody that, like Juicy say, with Shaq, that, you know, you have to break things down now to simplest forms for people to grasp. And you also have to sell the dream of owning a house at a young age. But who in the hell want to start buying a house at 40 years old? And when it takes sometimes 33 and a third year to finish paying off a property. And that's it on the low end. So now here it is. If you ain't jumped into this by 25, Jose, you talking about 33 years at 30, you ain't finished paying for your property till you 63. There ain't a goddamn thing you can do at 63 to enjoy your goddamn home other than pay this last goddamn year of mortgage fee and to get over there in that room and become decrepit and dead.
I just don't want people to think that it's that cut and dry. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they know better than that.
60s, you're talking about the 60s. You could have, you know, I've seen in this business that I'm in now, I've seen people, kids buying homes at 24 years old. That's unheard of. It's great, but it's unheard of. It doesn't happen. Okay. And I've seen,
Jose, do you not remember, Jose, in the 70s and late 60s, there were more, and especially in the United States of America, because there were no ethnicity groups that were married more than black people at this time in the United States of America, and there were more homeowners at 20s and at the ages of 20, 25, and 30 in the black communities that were buying homes when they was able to afford to buy homes. And homes at that time were maybe $10,000. That was a lot of money back then. Yeah. But we can't say that it hasn't been done before. It just is. It's just not talked about as much because most people feel like a person shouldn't be buying a home at 24, 25 years old. But it's okay for you to go and get student loan for $150,000. So by the time you graduate your college, now these people knocking at your door because it ain't a job where you can go directly into the field to make the money that they promised you that you was gonna make if you got this degree. But that ain't stopped nobody from goddamn. It ain't stopped the government from letting them goddamn get $100,000 in debt tuition.
Yeah.
Times have really changed, and like you say, you don't see that's unheard of. But yes, you do see that. It is not heard of. It's what's gonna be the new of what the norm of today. Because
I'm saying that it's not the norm for a 24-year-old to own a home. I mean, it happens. But it's not like it's
on the rise, is what I'm saying. I'm saying it might be something that is like wow today and rare, but it's not rare. There are kids who are getting their homes bought for them at 16 and already doing this. There are so many financial literacy groups that even popped up educating children because of COVID and the lockdown and the opportunities that presented themselves. So we're going to see a lot of homeowners, people buying land with government money. And that's a lot of ways is how they're doing it too. So it's not the blueprint. He did not lay out the blueprint. There are easy ways to even obtain money without spending your money. And like she was saying, getting a management company to back you and take care of all the landlord and the deeds that you don't want to do. You're making money to do that. Why not?
Anthony, what do you got to say? You've been pretty quiet.
You're mute. You're on mute.
Oh, I said, yeah, I agree with you, Juicy, and collect a check. But I agree partially with what the man was saying, and I understand what you're saying also, Jose. Whatever you do and however you do it, the timing is based on the individual.
Yeah.
You know, so one may
This is
become
what
a
they say,
homeowner.
God's time is perfect, or something
One may
like that.
become a homeowner at 20, and another may become a homeowner at 50. But although, well, based on what Legacy was saying, it's a lot easier in your 20s and 30s.
Of course.
Because it takes you roughly, on the average, about 30-year mortgage to pay it off.
Absolutely.
I'd rather pay a 30-year mortgage in my 20s and be paid off by the time I'm 50, as opposed to buying a house at 50 and then never paying it off because I died trying, or dying and then my insurance is paying it off and leaving it to my children,
See this here? You know what that means? That's how old I was.
What, 44?
44, first home.
Are you finished paying for it?
Almost.
There's another thing that a lot of people don't know and don't realize.
See that I could have done that a lot earlier, but I didn't. I got married late. I don't have kids, so that you don't have kids,
right? But check this out. Here's a piece of advice a lot of people don't know, especially people in the Black and brown communities, the Black and Hispanics. Is there something called the REO department at all banks? That's called real estate owned. And what that is when an individual has a home on the market, and let's say if somebody has a 30-year mortgage and they pay 20 years, and let's say for whatever reason, let's say they die or just fall short and can't afford it no more. Well, the bank takes the property back. So that means you still have 10 years to pay on it. Technically, the only thing the bank wants is their 10 years worth of mortgage to pay the property off. So you can call the bank and ask for the REO department, which is real estate owned, and find the properties that they've taken back from the consumers and pay off the loan. So now you're not still getting a 30-year mortgage. You're now paying a 10-year mortgage. You can still pay it off in 30, but the value is only 10 years. Yeah. They just want the balance.
I used to get those calls all the time because of the mortgage crisis in 2008. There was a lot of homes out there, and I used to get the phone calls. Clients would call the bank asking, "Hey, I'm looking to buy that property you got here or whatever," and I'm like, "You're calling the wrong number." But yeah, it did. There were a lot of properties out there, and there still probably are, and especially now that rates are so high, and there's probably a lot of people that are not necessarily, but the ones that are buying now at the 7%, they still say you should buy even if it's 7%. The rate. They're saying that you should buy even if it's 7%.
Okay.
I would tell you that too if I can get you to buy it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, hey.
Well, listen, recently
I don't think you should buy at 7%.
Can't see you.
What'd you say, Kate?
I said I don't think anyone should buy at 7%.
What's the next one, bro?
Okay. Recently in the news, there was a young lady that a guy approached her in public, supposedly, for her phone number, and she refused. And as a result, he allegedly hit her with a brick on the side of her face. So I have the video. But at the same token, we have some updates on that as well. So I'm going to show the video, and then we're going to talk about what allegedly happened, and then the updates.
What have I ever done to anybody in my life to deserve this? I never did anything in my life to hurt anybody. Literally, a man asked me for my number. I said no, and he picked up a brick in front of so many men and was like, "What you gonna do?" And I told all these men, like, "Yo, why this man got a brick on my face?" And he's holding a brick, and all these niggas is watching, and nobody does nothing. And he hits me in my face, and then they all just watching, and they let that nigga get in a car. How is this okay? This is what y'all doing to women?
What's the update, Anthony?
So allegedly, she was in a public setting, and a guy, like I said, approached her and found her attractive and wanted her phone number. She refused. As a result, he supposedly hit her on her face with a brick. I was just recently talking to some of my counterpartners earlier, and allegedly that there was never a police report filed. So I don't know why she never filed a police report, but I'm thinking, well, maybe she didn't because the guy left in the car. So who are you going to file a police report on? And then also that she supposedly collected about almost $100,000 in GoFundMe sympathy money, and now they're investigating her to see if it was actually something that actually happened.
Staged.
Or staged, because I'm looking, she has on a hospital robe, so she's in the hospital.
She's in the hospital.
Okay, let me help you. Let me help you. From what they're saying is that the police don't believe she was ever attacked. There was, when she supposedly got hit in the face with a brick, what made the police even look at the situation differently is, you say you got busted in the face with a brick. Yeah, your face is swollen, but you got busted in the face with a brick, and there is no cut, scratch, scrapes, or nothing on the side of your face as if you've been hit with a brick. She was never bleeding or anything. What they say was there was a bruise there, but it looks like it was from an allergic reaction to something. Not that she got hit, because there are not even any women who supposed to have been outside who saw this that, stepped up and said they saw a man hit her in the face with a brick. All you get is women who are saying, if this woman was attacked by a man and there were other men present, why was they standing by and just watching instead of not helping? But where are the women who were outside who supposed to have saw the assault as well? We know damn well somebody, some woman somewhere would have been on a news screen talking about they saw it, and there was a little brick from 36th Street on East Broadmoor that did it, because that's how the feminist movement works. They point you out, they hunt you down,
and they should,
and they should if that's what took place. But
it's never gonna get better if we don't do it.
When we went to the police, when she went to the hospital, the bruise was not. It was not.
Oh,
I think she has other stage videos online where this is what I was telling you about, Tony, where she was video showing slapping men in white men, walking up to them, talking trash to them, and just slap their face. So once those videos started coming out, people started looking at her in a different light.
Of course.
Because she's playing the sympathy card. She's playing the victim card when you yourself have been out here assaulting men on video. So, but then on top of that,
her career.
Yeah, but on top of that, she made a good bit of money from GoFundMe because all it takes is one incident and women don't mind opening up their pocket. Now the crazy thing is when they find out that she's duped the shit out of these women.
That's fraud.
And then got these women, child support money, they weave money, they some people done sold their kids food stamps. To be able to say I dropped $50 into this account for this hoe, and now this bitch ain't never been assaulted. They looking to assault her next. Yeah, the other side of your jaw gonna be swole, but it's gonna be slapped for real. And that hair you had sticking up, somebody cutting that shit off and sewing it to their track tomorrow.
Yep, somebody could be fixing to get a beatings very soon if they run into her. She's gonna have both sides of her face swollen, not just one.
I done seen people get hit in the face with bricks, and a lot of them go to sleep, and a lot of them, their face open up on the side.
Something would a brick would have caused some cut or something.
Yes.
Too hard of a surface to hit the face and not cause any.
Because bricks have abrasions on them.
Yeah. She would have a scratch or something. Anthony,
but this is my thing. And me and Juicy get into it a lot about this, but somebody got to say it. Remember, just months back, I kept arguing that men have gotten to a point to where this movement about I don't need a man, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, and this movement of I'm independent, I can do what I want to do, and I got me. Again, no man needs to bust a woman in her face for no reason at all. But I, as a man, also have a right to go home to my family, because if the motherfucker crazy enough to bust you side the face with a brick in open public, he damn so brave enough to shoot me in open public, and I got to make it home. So maybe if you stay in your lane, you won't have a contusion on the left side, on the right side of your jaw muscle. Cause listen, I'm gonna protect who I love, but I'm sorry, those them ones out here, Beyonceing it out. If a nigga, I got this, I got a bag, bitch, you better use some of that bag and go get you some hands. Go get you some hands, learn how to box, learn how to kickbox, learn how to do something other than get your hair and nails done and get your pussy fucked real good. Do something else other than that, and know that since I'm stepping into a man's lane, let me know how to fight like a man. Because I can't go in this tiger's or in this lion den and I'm a goddamn hyena.
Mute.
What you say, Steve Harvey need to write another book, Fight Like a Tiger, Live Like a Hyena?
I just say that, y'all. Y'all got that for Juicy. Y'all got
Tell us how to do it, Steve.
Juicy, you need to write it.
Anthony.
Yes.
Have you heard about that guy that was directing the band in I think it was on a football game or some sort of game, and he was like directing a band, and he didn't want to stop, and they turned off the lights of the stadium, and the cops came and they tased him like 3 times.
No,
the director for the. I saw it in the news today, and I was like, and they are charging him with resisting arrest, and I don't know what else. They attacking the police officer. It's like
you know what school it was at?
Huh?
You know what school?
No,
Band director tased Alabama band director.
Alabama. It was in Alabama, Birmingham.
After high school football game for refusing to stop performance, police
Yeah.
say. A band director was tased and arrested after he disregarded police requests to stop his band's performance following a high school football game, according to the Birmingham Police Department. The incident happened Thursday following a win by Minor High School at P.D. Jackson Olin High School in Birmingham. Birmingham police officers started clearing out the stadium when the game ended and noticed both schools' bands still performing. Officers spoke with both band directors and asked them to stop playing the music so students and attendees would leave the stadium. The home team band stopped playing when asked, but the Miners band director, Johnny Mims, did not stop and instructed his band to continue performing. Birmingham police officers attempted to take the band director into custody for disorderly conduct when a physical altercation ensued between the band director, Birmingham City School System personnel, and the Birmingham police. Body cam video released by Birmingham police shows multiple officers telling Mims to end the performance while the band director repeats, "Get out of my face. We're fixing to go. This is our last song." Mims then tells the officers. When one of the officers threatens, "You will go to jail," Mims responds with a thumbs up and says, "That's cool." The stadium's field lights are then turned off and the band concludes its song. When Mims steps off the platform and a struggle ensues between him and the officers as they appear to try to handcuff him while he yells, "Get off me." He hit the officer. "He got to go to jail," one officer is heard saying. He swung on the officer. Mim is then heard replying, "He did not swing on the officer," as the struggle continues. Seconds later, an officer uses a taser on Mims, bringing him to the ground as panic screams are heard from the crowd around him.
Oh yeah, everybody was like, "Whoa!" You could hear it on the
The
video.
arresting officer alleges the band director pushed him during the arrest. Swung on, but then pushed.
Well, one thing we know is he's bondable and he's unemployed.
The arresting officer then subdued the band director with a taser, which ended the physical confrontation. A video that surfaced online also shows the moment Mims was tased by the arresting officer.
3 times.
In the video, several onlookers are seen standing around the altercation between Mims and the officer, which resulted in some pushing and shoving. The arresting officer, who was standing across from Mims, is seen pulling out a taser and using it on him. Now, you know what? He didn't misconduct. They were in the middle of playing, and he said, "Okay, this is our last song." They finished, and he stepped down. They should have walked away. They harassed him.
No, he didn't. I saw the video.
Okay, I haven't seen the video.
He was still playing when the cops came.
Huh?
He was still playing when the cops came. The lights on the stadium were turned off completely, so kind of like to get them to stop. But regardless of that, what I heard today in the news is that they're opening an investigation into the actual police officers because they seem to think that it was they went about it the wrong way.
They did, because whether that's rude of the school to turn
it was aggressive.
Down.
It was really aggressive.
But that's not the case. That's not true, Juicy. That's not true. Football games are over at a certain time. When the football game is over, the band is supposed to leave while the football players are leaving.
Okay, but no. Band is a sport, just like football is.
It's not looked upon as the same.
It is.
Whatever. What does that mean?
It's not to me. It's not to me, Juicy. It's not.
I danced as a Gatorette. this is an argument that we had to go through at the same time, and it is still a sport of equal competition.
It is over once the field is over, Juicy.
It's
There's
not
no
over
other.
when the field is over, because some schools, if the winning team, they can play until their football players are completely off. And
But how do you not understand what you read? It clearly
No,
said
so
that everybody was off the field except for the home team band and the visitor band.
And they said, they were trying to, and the people were leaving. And so if
no, it didn't say that, Juicy. That's not what it said.
Legacy.
Said there were fans. They wanted them to stop.
Let me tell you. Let me say something to Legacy
so
here.
that means that there were people still there.
People,
I want to say something. Legacy.
Juicy, no lights would have been off if people were still in the stadium.
Legacy, but wait a second.
Off to get the band to stop playing.
Let me say something. What is the big deal?
Well, the big deal
if he stays on till the song is finished.
Saying, excuse me, what is the big deal?
It should have been, but this is what. But you asked me a question. I'm finna answer the question for you.
Don't misunderstand me.
I answered it myself because I was saying it myself. The big
but don't misunderstand me. I'm not
very competitive. Now I'm gonna read that after I say it because that's what the hell I was trying to say. But we'll let Kamal say it. Band is a very competitive sport.
Yeah,
that's why they have competition.
Is they have sportsmanship at certain games. They are graded in order for their competition. I'm a part of it. I've been a part of it.
Totally, I agree with you.
You might not have. And these are still high school students who are performing just as the football player had. They should not be cut off in the middle of their performance.
That's not what that was.
That is.
Yes, it was.
So Jose, hold on. Since you saw the video, Jose, you saw the video. So when you saw the video, you're saying that the stadiums were still full.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, so hold on. So you're saying when
there was no go there. You don't have to ask me the question so you can get me to the point that you're trying to make. I'm trying to tell you, regardless of if the stadium was empty and everybody was gone, the song was not over, and that's the point. The song wasn't over.
There is no point because the game is over.
We have gotten in this country to a point where there's no breaks given. The cops couldn't just wait for the song to be over and say, instead of causing this whole mess in that stadium.
I agree with you with that. I agree with you.
Playing music, man, what are we doing? Playing music a little longer than it should go? Come on.
It's a matter of Birmingham officers. There have been a couple claims of different.
It's got to be reasonable. People need to be a little bit more reasonable, including cops. They're not being reasonable when they do that.
Let me hear what you said, Jose.
You go to Boca, they don't stop the band from playing and arrest the leader. They don't do that down here. Why?
I go to a lot of football games in Palm Beach. And when the football team walks off the field, the band is not still there playing.
If they do, nothing happens to them, is what I'm saying.
But they don't because they understand the rules.
It doesn't happen.
Kansas?
It wouldn't happen here.
What happened, Kate?
Kansas? They do that. That's why
I'm saying
that. And as a matter of fact, even at the championship games, they actually have kids who go to do, while the band does this, the kids do that. They have a cheering squad who has most school spirit.
They have all of that. We have all of that.
But you know what? Certain areas really believe in that, and they have these kids to have. That's where their kids find their nap and their place.
I agree with that. But if the rule, Kate, if the rule is one, and we know this, and Jose just said it.
You don't cut police in the middle.
That's just like this. If I'm at a convenience store, and this happens a lot in Riviera Beach. When I'm at a convenience store and 3 or 4 or 5 dudes are just outside, they just purchased something out of the store, now they're standing in front of the store, they ain't causing no problem, they ain't doing nothing wrong. When the officer comes up and gives a directive order to move from off of that spot, at that moment, that is the order. So therefore, when you read Juicy, and it said that officers came up and asked him to stop. Officers came up and not only asked that man and that band, they also went to the home team and asked them to stop, which
I didn't
they
read that.
come. You
I
said
didn't
it,
read
You
Jose.
did.
You
Yes,
read
you
it.
did. You read it.
You
You read
read
it.
it.
that he asked the home team too.
He
I
asked
heard
the whole team. Yes.
the home team had already stopped.
No, you just read it where they not only asked the visiting team, that they also went over and asked the home team, and the home team complied and stopped. Then they went back over there where he was at and asked him again to stop, and he gave them the thumbs up. Kamal say the band normally plays after the game are over, and some schools have the football team honor the band by listening to the last songs as the teams to show appreciation to the band. I don't know what school that is, Kamal.
They play their school fight song if they
But
won.
see,
But that's not what we're talking about. Once the
You
officer
are.
goes and get a
You are
directive.
talking about a legacy.
No, we're not. We're
You're
talking about once the
details
order is given.
of the
Once
entire.
that order
let
is given.
me tell you this.
No,
When I danced, if the music stopped, we had to keep dancing.
I don't see. I think we're missing the point of me bringing up this topic. It's the devil is not in the details here.
No.
Okay. You come up as a police officer. Somebody tells you this guy won't stop the music. You get there and you have to assess the situation and say, is this really worth me getting into an altercation with a guy? Just let him finish the damn song. Everybody goes home. It doesn't happen.
But that's not what happened. So you have to.
That's what I'm saying. I'm calling for it. I'm calling for somebody to say, to be reasonable enough to say, and that's why they think there's an I think there's an investigation.
Nothing's gonna happen to that officer.
No, nothing's gonna happen to him because he didn't get killed. Because he didn't kill the guy.
He did finish the song.
Hold on. Say what, Kate?
They did finish the song. It says he says thumbs up. This is our last song. So he respected the officer.
He didn't respect him because they told him to stop before again.
Okay, hear and understand, legacy. In their sport, if in their sportsmanship they are to play until the song is over. I
hear that.
Anybody else but what you're supposed to do. You came for that job. If these people saying stop, okay, this is our last song. We won't play again. This is our last song. Not stop in the middle of the song.
That's what they meant, though, Juicy. If the officer, if they told Juice, I'm asking you. If the officer, I used another scenario when I used me and 5 guys at a store. If the officer, and we're not doing nothing wrong, we're not breaking no law, and we spent money in the store. At that moment, if the officer come up there and ask us to disperse, and somebody say, we don't have to move, we're not doing nothing wrong, and they end up and we don't move, at that moment, what you have done was cause an obstruction of justice, and they have, not saying that they was right for doing it or using their power, but at that one moment, they have the right to put you in handcuffs and cause you to have to go through unnecessary trouble. Yes, they could have just went on by. Yes, they could have went on about their business because no trouble was being made. But when the directive order says for you to move, for you to stop, that is what is going to define this, because they clearly shows, and was stated that they went to him first. I can't see it, Jose. They went to him, and then they went to the other band director. They stopped when they asked them to stop, and then they come back over there to them again. And then you tell them, wait till I finish. But sir, we done already walked over here and told these people to stop, and they stopped. What message are we sending them that we made them stop, but you don't want to stop? And you're the visiting team.
They're the winning team.
But they're the visiting team. This is not your home field.
Thank you, Kamal. Kamal says beating up the band director for playing too long is a little excessive. I totally agree with that.
Nothing is going to happen to them.
Hooligans at the convenience store is not going to be compared to the
because they tased the hell out of the guy. If they would have pulled the gun and killed
the guy, got to do with it? That has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about now that an investigation is open, nothing is going to happen to them folks because he is the one who bucked the system first.
Civilly, he might be able to pursue something.
Nothing.
Because this is the thing. If I'm driving down the highway and you clock me and I drive a mile up and then you pull me over, that's right there a violation of the law because you're supposed to get me within a certain time. When they asked this man to get down and he said no or stop or whatever, he said no. When he acknowledged, yes, this is our last song.
Did you stop?
They should have got him before he said, yes, this is our last song. Now, when he acknowledges it's okay, he's not disobeying them.
What is he doing?
I had already read that. A group of hooligans at the convenience store.
Here comes the video.
Doing? I'm not a hooligan. So therefore, that statement is bullshit.
Well,
he's not talking about you.
That's what he's talking about because I put my name in it when I just said if me and some other guy. So when he said that, he's talking about me too.
Okay. Well, you see, now you're getting aggressive, and there's no need for that.
Saying, you're saying hooligans. I'm telling Kamal you're full of shit because that's not the truth. Everybody that hangs at a store is not a hooligan. So get that together.
That's true. I agree with that.
So either way,
you see, you lost that comment by using that word hooligan.
When the police officers attacked that gentleman after the song was over and he got down, that was too late of a situation.
It's never too late. When you're in violation of the law, it's not too late.
Anthony, you got the video?
It's not gonna show good. I'm gonna give you my number, but you can send it to me or Juicy got it, whichever one.
No, Anthony can post it. I don't know how to.
It won't play good on my screen. That's why I be asking him to replay videos because some reason whenever he show videos on here, everybody else can see it playing and I can't.
Well, I send it to him, so he should be able to play it. I was playing it on my phone, as you know.
Right. We'll see how this play out, though, Jose, because.
But it doesn't. You know, I'm not saying that there's something's gonna happen to the cops. I just think that it was. My opinion of the situation is that it was excessive. It shouldn't get to that point. That's how people get killed sometimes. You know, because these cops don't make the right decisions. They just go crazy. They're human beings that are sometimes they're just very trigger happy.
Overzealous.
A good thing about it is whether anything happens to the cops or not, this gentleman might not need to have to work for the rest of his life.
Ain't nothing. That man ass is done. That man violated a right. That man violated when the people told him nothing's gonna happen.
And the National Teachers Association.
Nothing. He's fired. He's fired. He's fired.
Juicy.
Yes.
Does the National Teachers Association trump the law?
No.
It doesn't trump the law, but when the sports are regulated and band is a sport, he did not violate the rules and regulations of what they came to do.
Tony, I want Jose and Cake to do a follow-up on this. I want Jose and Cake to do a follow-up on this and watch they come back and say this man fired.
He should have stopped.
No, I don't agree.
Now,
I don't agree. He should.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying when you look, if I would have done that, I would have stopped because I don't want to get beaten up by the cops.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
I will give you that
privilege to people who are hired. That is a profession. These people are not.
But that's the law. When the cops tell you something,
yeah.
They tell you to stop. You stop.
You better stop.
You gotta stop.
You gotta stop. You gotta stop.
No, okay. Why?
Whether you agree with stopping or not, you gotta stop.
At the end of the basketball game,
Juicy, would you stop?
No.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
and I'm telling you something. What I did, and I'll do it again. I've done it before. My son when he plays in certain areas. I mean, you can get shot by standing outside. You gotta wait for the kids to come out the gym. So I'm not gonna go wait outside. But they're like, everybody has to leave the gym. You can't be inside. So you're gonna put us in harm's way when you know they're shooting. I'm not going out there. And I didn't. They called, bring the police, do whatever you need to do. I'm not going. I was definitely talking about legacy. Your reaction just proved the officers didn't need to excite the crowd and cause a major disruption in such a minor situations. Patience, justice, and understanding.
We understand all that, Kamal, but once the order was given, it's just best to move so that you don't have to be in none of that situation.
See,
sometimes you can put yourself in situations that you don't have to be in.
So what I will do,
Legacy.
what I will do is I will look up the rights that we have as citizens.
I'm done with it. I'm done. Y'all got it.
That's what you gotta know.
I need you to do something for me, Legacy.
What's that?
You got to change your name from Legacy the Great to Legacy the Hooligan. That's it, man.
So the next Friday, it need to be Legacy the Hooligan on.
Absolutely.
For Jose.
I think he gave you a name and you didn't even know it.
Hey. When the law speaks, you listen. It's just that simple. You don't listen. There's a Bible verse that I interpret like this. You know, there's a Bible verse that say people ought to say that God say he will never put more on you than you can bear. I think there was a verse after that said, but you can put more on you than you have to bear. You as human beings can put yourself in predicaments and situations in life that you don't have to be in. So therefore, if a directive order for me as the band director, because I also have kids that I'm in front of that I'm not going to show to be this unruly and defiant about something as easy as me saying, that's it, guys, let's get out of here. We'll practice on this Monday after at school. That's simple stuff that you don't have to. Once they came over there, and definitely once you saw that the other band had stopped, hey, y'all know what? They stopped, we stop. It ain't no more battling. Let's go on home. That shit is simple.
I with all respect to our viewers and to Legacy, but especially to our viewers, most respect to Legacy for what he just said, but to our viewers, don't do that shit.
Yeah.
Stand your ground.
Don't do that shit.
There's no reason to stand your ground. That was not a reason to stand your ground. You didn't have to get tased for that.
For the children. Because
tase the shit out of his ass. If he's insubordinate about a music, tase the complete shit out of him.
Teach them well and let them lead the way.
You're going to be on the ground, tased like a motherfucker. You're going to be on the ground, tased like a motherfucker. Shaking the shit. And you're going to be jobless when the school get this because you don't put too much negative view on it. His ass is unemployed. He's unemployed tomorrow.
The police could be
Anthony,
shut down. They can lose their lease.
How do I post the video?
They're nothing but a
YouTube video?
corporation.
Yeah, I sent you the link.
I can't play YouTube videos. So
what do you have to do?
Whenever I play YouTube videos, I get a copyright strike or they'll take my whole video down, the show. So I got to figure out a way to download YouTube videos and be able to show them without them pissing on me.
By the way, Legacy, shame on you last week for congratulating your son on the train and
Legacy the hooligan
disowning your daughter for the likes.
Love you too, bro. I ain't congratulate nobody. It just wasn't something for me to be mad at him about. That happened before I knew it, and that was it. But I mean, it happened. He grown. When I found out about it, he was almost grown. It wasn't nothing that I could do.
But did you teach him where he was wrong?
What I'm not fit with him. What you mean? What he was wrong about?
In the game of chess,
what he was wrong about?
The queen is the most dynamic player on the board. She can move and do what no other player can do. The king, on the other hand, he moves one step at a time. Even though the king moves one step at a time, every one step that he takes, he holds the weight of every player on the board, because if he missteps, then he can be checked or it'd be a checkmate and they lose the game. The worst thing you can do as a king is try to limit the dynamics of the queen to your one-step approach, to not allow her to evolve and to live into her fullest potential. Because when she's at her best self, then the queen is not only great for herself, but she's great for the king and she's great for every other player on the board. The worst thing you can do as a queen is in your dynamics be so independent that you lose sight of every step that the king is taking. If you're not in line with every step the king is taking, then it leaves you vulnerable for them to take out the king. And make no mistake about it, the goal is to take out the king. So if you can pull the queen off and have her distracted, then you take away the most dynamic player on the board, which leaves the king vulnerable.
What the hell was that about?
It was just, if you play chess, you play chess.
No.
You gotta play chess to understand what he's talking about. He's just basically saying because the queen on the board.
Who posted that video?
The queen on the board at any time on the chessboard is pretty much the most powerful piece on the board. But
we will talk about it later. I will show you.
Come on, you ain't never showed me nothing about how to drink an energy drink. That's all you've ever shown me how to do is the drink how to drink energy drinks.
Is there a certain way to drink an energy drink?
He drank them a lot.
Oh, come on! You need to get our matcha man, T.
He don't want that. He wants something. He want them folks stuff out the store that can make his heart rate go to the roof.
Oh man, ours replaced Red Bull.
Sell it, Juicer.
I'm just trying to help.
Yeah, send him a few things, Juicer, and let him know, if he can go on and lock in with you, baby. What we got next, Tony? Cause boy, it's about my slumber time.
Well, you either talk about Steve Harvey. You said you wanted to follow up on that.
We're gonna definitely do a follow up with the Steve Harvey thing because it's steady trending and moving. Some new stuff has come out. The gentleman who I don't want to divulge into it too much, but the gentleman who Marjorie was supposed to have had the affair with has come out and himself and said yes, it's true, and has made claim that Lori Harvey is his biological daughter. Yeah, so they've been dealing with each other for years, and before he became the chef and the bodyguard, she was already dealing with him. She's the one who got Steve to hire him. Steve never knew him until Marjorie brought him into the picture.
So I have a question. Is Lori Steve's daughter or?
No, he adopted. He adopted all of her kids.
Okay, got you. So when did he come out and say what he said? The guy.
You talking about the bodyguard?
Yeah.
About a week ago.
Was it after Steve Harvey and Cheryl in the last strawberry letter did their strawberry letter?
The last one strawberry letter I seen was when Cheryl came out and was talking about her situation with her husband.
But did he come out before or after that?
I don't know because I don't know what strawberry letter you're talking about.
That one that you're talking about.
Oh, this was before that one.
He came out before it?
Yeah.
Okay. Only reason why I say that because when she did her letter on the show, he addressed it, and he addressed the image that is being portrayed of his wife, and that she's a great person, and he's not gonna let that be that she's the person who she's who brings him out, and he was just fighting her. But
even with that, it was some things with that strawberry letter that I didn't know. Like there was a conversation that was recorded while her husband was in jail, and the people from the jail got it and they exposed it. But Cheryl, she was definitely her husband. Definitely didn't like Steve or Marjorie. They were saying that Steve and Marjorie treats them like they're the help.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she was pretty much saying Steve does. I really got she was saying Marjorie does, but Steve is scared of her, and she runs things, so he just goes along with it. Right.
So if you don't combat it, that means you condone it.
But he might condone it, but he might not treat them like that. Like.
But if Kate, that's like he said it was fake news. That's
right.
what you say to try to get people to stop talking and trending about your situation.
Well, my grandmother, she was that kind of person that what I'm saying, she would know, okay, these people are this,
11 o'clock.
and she condoned it. She would let it go because that's who they are, like accept them for who they are, but that ain't how I'll treat you. So they might
But let me ask you a question. Let's say I'm a bad cop, Jose is a good cop, and everybody know I'm a bad cop, but everybody allows me to continue being a cop. And even though Jose know that I don't need to slam this little girl to the ground and jump on her back, instead of Jose preventing me from doing it, he allows me to do it in his presence. Is Jose just as culpable for the atrocity that just took place because he did not stop it?
That's totally different. And yes,
no, that's not different, because it doesn't. If I'm allowing you to mistreat people that I love and care about just because I love you, I'm going to stop someone from treating people that I love and care wrong, regardless if I'm friends or in love with them. I'm not going to let my girlfriend disrespect you any kind of way, Tony or Jose, any kind of way, just because you feel that you can. I can't be your friend and I'll allow that to go on.
Now, I mean, I understand what you're saying about I'm not gonna let you.
That's an alpha strong man.
Right, but at the same time, that's also physical violence on a child or a person versus
I'm talking about period
feelings being hurt. And so Marjorie could very well just be acting bougie as hell, and Cheryl is taking it personal. And that's not anything. And so Steve could be addressing.
But Kate, they're not the only person that say that. They're not the only person that say that she's that way. Each one of the men, the one that just got out of prison, and the dude that's the bodyguard, both have said Marjorie is the same type of person that Cheryl has been described.
And
so everybody
may feel we only hired you so you could screw me. What the hell?
Well, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, whether you hire me to just continue to put dick in you or to cook an egg over there, that has nothing to do.
Help.
Huh?
But you are the help. And
the man may have been the help, but we're not talking about the man. I'm talking about the person.
Is the help.
How?
Okay, hold on. Steve Harvey has created a brand for himself as being a relationship spokesperson. He even said on the thing, he says, this ain't no gossip line. We're not a podcast. We are a talk show, a radio talk show.
And one of the main focuses on Steve Harvey's show is the strawberry letter that was created by her.
Pause. She
before she created the strawberry letter, she was just a member of his cast.
Which is great, but that doesn't make you the help. That makes you a team member.
His brand, yes, it does.
That makes you a team member. Am I the? Hold on. Is Juicy the help right here? Tony. That makes you a Tony. Tony, is Juicy the help or is Juicy a teammate?
She could be both.
I am.
Okay. So I'm nobody's help. I'm definitely one of the main factors of the ATL. So I'm nobody's help.
But you are.
But I'm not.
ATL. You're part of the ATL. You are the
so all of maybe that's what brought. But the group that I represent, I don't represent the Anthony Brown show. I represent the ATL.
She agreed with you, ladies, and you're not listening.
I'm just saying, I ain't nobody help.
She just agreed with you.
Well, I ain't hear it.
Because you were too busy doing this.
I sent the link.
Talking.
Oh.
But no, and so in the same time, Marjorie very well may have this mindset that these are people we hired. We are partners.
There's the link to the video.
So her partner commitment with Steve and all these people are there to help them with their dynasty, help them run their empire. They are the help. That's
so
her.
Again, I ask you again, Tony.
Is it right?
Well, can you sit back? Can you sit back and allow your spouse to mistreat people that you love and care about?
No.
Thank you.
And to add to that, like I said, that's the difference between an alpha man who takes control, like a legacy, and a Steve who's not an alpha man who thinks he is, but he's not.
But what is she doing other than
she's not in her place?
Okay, but like this is the thing. If she has her schedule and her schedule don't have to involve being Cheryl's friend.
This is the thing. You're right. They don't have to be friends, but what you don't have to do is belittle anybody that I love and care about. That's something that you don't have to do. Now, if you don't want to, hold on. If you don't want to be Cheryl friend, if you don't want to be J. Anthony Brown friend, if you don't want to be Lil Tommy friend, that's cool, baby. But what you're not gonna do is you're not gonna boss the goddamn thing over here at the Legacy Brown show. You're not gonna do none of that. You're not gonna run shit up. Don't nobody run shit on the ATL but the crew that's on the ATL. And if you don't like Juicy and you don't like Thelma, bitch, turn off your phone.
Period.
And the thing of it is,
don't do that for me though.
I feel Steve playing a neutrality.
You mentioned everyone but me, but that's okay.
My bad, Jose. You ain't on here all the time.
You ain't nobody. Forget about
Jose
you.
Too. Don't you disrespect Jose either. Ho.
But what I think that how I understood it, she's the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the thing. And Steve is protecting his queen towards their empire.
I shared the video. The link is right there on the bottom.
We see it. I see it, Jose.
But
Gotcha.
you guys can remove that now. I don't know why it stays on.
but listen, Kate, I'm okay with her being the queen. But even being the queen, the things that you may feel or think, you talk to the king about it in secrecy to the point to where none of what you are saying can spew out unless the king opened his mouth and told it.
What if he might not be a king to her and he's just a knight? And
he's just a check. He's just a check.
That's why I said a knight.
Right, I got you.
A person to help her collect her coins.
Yes, I agree.
Because all of them people there are serving a purpose. The one her down, the other.
And like I say, I just at the end of the day, I think what that happened is, Kate, Steve realized that he lives in California.
He don't want to be broke again.
50%.
And he realized that even if he don't have no prenup.
But at the same time, he also said she started all this. She dressed him up and put him as this person. She created this brand.
But hold on, you talking about the Steve Harvey brand? Because Steve Harvey was Steve Harvey before he met her, because he had done already made it big.
He had done already. My coworkers aren't my wife's buddies. Shirley may be in her toilet paper feelings because she want Margie to act a certain way. You can't take Shirley's word for gospel. That's what I was saying.
Totally, but I'm not taking nobody's word, because like y'all say, we don't know the whole truth. But what I can tell you is you can go on YouTube and you can Google the video talk between her and her husband and hear exactly from their mouth what Cheryl had been saying.
Yeah, I
heard. And so I mean, not what Cheryl did, but what Marjorie has been saying about him. And that's hurtful, Kate. That's hurtful to even if we both learned so much from working with Tony. I've learned so
about who? I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, she's talking. Marjorie is talking. Cheryl is talking to her husband about how Marjorie talks about them.
Well, I heard we don't like to come around because she make us feel like we're the help.
But I'm asking you a simple question, Kate. Kate, I'm asking you are you going to allow your significant other to make people that you love and care about you're gonna allow them to belittle the people that you love and care about for no reason.
You know, no, I'm not gonna allow them to do it. But what I don't want to put my stuff business out there, but I have an example. I have a brother and his wife. She in her own world. When you come around, she's hi, how are you doing? She'll speak to you, but after that, there's no communication because we aren't on the same level in her mind. I could come there and wash all her dishes, clean her. I could clean her whole house. Thank you. I have a brother.
Jose, you keep coming in on Juicy Picture. But listen, but Kate, let me ask you a question with that, right? Is your brother looked upon as Marjorie looks at Steve Harvey then?
Now I was about to say this though. She doesn't make me feel like I'm the help. However, if someone came into that situation and saw how she was as a person and how she doesn't engage and interact and be that social, they would consider what's wrong with her. She, you know, and it's not something's wrong with her. It's just her personality. And so if Steve is her husband and knows this is my wife's personality, she got this way of being, I don't even need to bring people around because this
exactly.
He don't bring around. So that's what Cheryl was saying. We were surprised to be there because Margie wasn't there. Because when we go over there, it's uncomfortable. You feel like you're the help, but you are the help. So she might be like, "Oh, hi, how was it at the office? How did it go? I ain't got nothing else to talk to you about, but what you do for me at the business."
Well, and I agree with. I still don't think that it help, but I agree with what Kamal say. My significant other does not have to connect with my family, but what you're not going to do is because you don't
coworkers, not family.
Right. But no, y'all my family. So I don't have. I want if I spend this much time as I do with Tony, Jose, Tayama, and Kate on the regular.
There's no see them as family. That's all I was pointing.
But that's Steve's fault because he's a bitch. And what he's supposed to have done, what he was supposed to have done is make her understand. Listen, boo. I'm not stopping Tony and Cake and Jose and Thelma from coming over here and enjoying what I have going on. Because I'm the motherfucker that go out there and make this motherfucking money, not you bitter bitch.
Okay.
That part.
So now if what gonna happen is if when my family comes over, the help as you may look at them that consistently creates these dollar revenues to turn over for us. When they come over here, I'm rolling out the fucking red carpet. So every time you see them come, they gonna walk down a red carpet. So you didn't know they more than just the help. They my motherfucking family, just like you.
And what if he said all that and she said, okay, baby, but when they come, I'm just gonna go get my nails done.
That's fine, boo. That's fine.
That's what she did.
But listen, that's fine. But when they walk in, you better act like you done seen it, like you ain't seen them in 72 years. Hey, girl.
Let me know when they're gone because I'll spend the day at the spa.
Well, gonna spend the night there because they're sleeping over.
Not a problem. Bobby, will you
I'm
trying
to
fuck me?
And see with Bobby doing that, Tashima gonna come in and she gonna be acting like she wearing the little nurse dress. So you ain't gonna see that and I ain't gonna see that, and then I skeet in your mouth when you come home tomorrow.
Yes.
We need to put a timer on these two.
Right? There's no end.
They take over. I'm trying to tell you guys that I have 14% of battery and I may go out real soon and it's gonna happen and I can't get a word in.
Well, there's a private chat box.
I can't get a word in.
We sorry, Jose. But it's time anyway, y'all. It has been a blast tonight. Oh, But I need the cake, and you know I normally get off soon after the show ends. But at night I gotta get with you and Tony and Jose. You can listen in, and maybe you can contribute too. Since I had to give your credit and everything, you might well listen too. And so we're gonna get ready to get out of here. We're gonna get everybody. Shout out to our brother Jose. He's a great notary in the Palm Beach County area and all throughout the state of Florida. He can hit your ass up with the proper stamp that you need. His information is right there. Jose, let him know.
And he speaks 2 languages.
He speak Ilala and Ololo.
I don't have anything to add to that introduction other than to say that thank you very much for the introduction. Thank you so much for the support. We come to you, hablamos español, and any kind of mobile notary or any other service, as you can see on my card there, I do several things. I work together with Anthony when he needs a lot of help. I'm kidding. We work together and we kind of complement each other. So that's really the most important thing, that we help each other out. And he's always there.
Tony, put a time on Jose, because ain't nobody never took this long of a time to talk about.
Well, I wasn't talking about me.
You good, Jose? You want to give us some more information?
No, that's pretty much.
All right. That's our brother Jose. We appreciate him coming and bringing out this information, even though he's the one who created this hot topic between me and Juice today. Jose, you ain't shit.
I did.
But
no. You guys talking about Steve Harvey? I have no idea what that is about.
No.
I told him, Jose, we'll talk about
Anthony's crying and everything. God, man, you made the guy cry.
God, somebody put a time on that muzzle.
Well, you can find me here every Tuesday and Friday at 9 p.m. or in that roundabout area. Cake proof once again that Legacy's personal opinion is wrong.
That hooligan is wrong.
You can check me out on Facebook, Nicole Purse, Instagram, Miss Beautiful, or TikTok, Miss Juicy Cakes. And for all your homeopathic or wellness and nutrition needs, you can hit me up at enliventoyou.com. Peace.
All right, we appreciate you, Kate. I want to just also give a shout out to our sister that wasn't able to attend today. The boss lady, Miss Thelma Sweetness. We appreciate you. You know we always love you. But we're gonna go ahead and bring out the man that makes this possible for us to be able to be out here in this ATL world, ATL streets. One that is a pain in my ass, but I love him and wouldn't trade him for the world. AB, let them know.
Mute yourself, Legacy.
What's up, everybody? I'm Anthony Brown. You can find me on all social medias. That's under Anthony Brown, or the Anthony Brown Show. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also follow my Facebook page, which is Anthony the Writer. You can email me at theanthonybrownshow@gmail.com. Reach out to me for any notary needs here in the West Palm Beach County area. I travel throughout the entire state. The words I live by, and so should you, and that's you got to grind until you shine. And again, for business purposes, you can reach me at 561-768-3710.
Thank you, Anthony.
I don't know. Ever since me and Jose switched sides, it looked my echo came up. Kate, go ahead and deliver that message first.
So we have Legacy the Great, Facebook at Audrine Williams, and YouTube Legacy the Great. Email legacyunlocked@mail.com. For auto lockouts, motion filings, and advertising, you can check them out at 222-630-7629. 229-630-7615 or 561-907-9129.
And y'all know what time it is. I'm gonna say something tonight.
2 hours. Wow.
But that's normal for us, Jose. It's just
Is
you've been
it?
up in the bed. You've been up in the bed. ATL hooligan.
Yeah. 28 grams of moss, 28 grams of moss. Little people the kings, little people the kings. Y'all ain't ready for this, y'all ain't ready for this. Yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the. Don't know why you can't wanna wait to beat with the street just to give you cats a chance to eat. What you got for early didn't finish the plate. Now that I'm back, you rap cats are gonna have to wait. Been gone a whole year, still nobody got the leadership or the heart to even feel my spot. I'm the champion, must I say it again? The best in this rap game and I continue to win. See, I'm allergic to that, losing makes me sneeze. That's like you phony rap cat, about to make me squeeze. Bring your whole crew, nigga, I'ma swallow that. So when it pops off, ATL is on a holler back. It's 28 grams, nigga. I've been running this shit. So anything in front of me can fuck around and get hit. I follow you rap cats, so you niggas my sons and I'm the truth. Why? Cause I'm the motherfucking champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the champ, yeah. I'm the still rep the AT, but I carry my throne. God bless is the child that can hold it home. And I am that child, as you niggas can see. Cause ain't another rapper out there better than me. And this goes to anybody trying to steal my spot. I'm number one in this shit, so number one you got. So when you can't scream, y'all is the best, I laugh. Like really, you cats don't really know the how. You do the math, and that's yourself who really great. Then add it up and watch it equal up to 28. So that's the damn cats know who really the done. I'm overall, I let you niggas fight for number one. See, I put that on my life, put that on my son. Gotta stay the best of people licking trade love. And my throne, I'm the key. You can put that on my heart and I'm the God.